welcome back to the channel of Motorbike Nonsense. Today is a very first early ride, for me at least, of the Aprilia RSV4 1100 Factory, new for 2021. I'm going to take it for a short-ish ride, show you what it's like, but first up, let's have a quick look and see what's new. Okay, first up, apologies for the man strimming the grass aggressively behind me, but here is new 2021 RSV4. It gets the new Aprilia face with new LED lights, new sharper look, these massive wings as well, so it all looks a little bit more trick. Now the engine on this has actually changed. It's up from 1077cc to basically 1100, 1099 to meet Euro 5 emissions. Power has actually stayed the same at 214 horsepower at 13,000 RPM, but they've had to make the engine bigger to do that. This is the new exhaust. It's 500 grams lighter than the previous one, despite meeting those new regulations. New Erlen Smart EC2 suspension, new look. It's actually quite nice in this blue and red. I think it looks quite tasty. Red seat. Yeah, oh, I do like this. The squishy pillion seat that I think maybe a snake could fit on. But anyway, new dash graphics, bits and bobs as well to bring it in line with all the RS660s and everything else as well. Updated electronics, everything else, same as the 2.0, which I've already done a video on over there. So new ECU and bits like that. But anyway, enough waffling, let's go and ride it.
Okay, welcome aboard the 2021 Aprilia RSV4 1100 Factory. So this is a 23 grand range topping version of the RSV4, 214 horsepower at 13,000 RPM, new electric suspension, that delicious 65-degree V4, and yeah, gonna take it again on some dual carriageway, country roads, all that kind of jazz, and see if it's actually fun or if it's just a back-breaking racetrack reprobate that you should just save for track days. Let's see. I've got it in sport mode. That's the firmest suspension mode. Let's try some of the others. Let's try street. We should probably start in street. Soften things off a bit. Initial impressions are the riding position is, as you may have guessed, a sports bike riding position. So my feet are up high on the pegs, my hands are down low on the clip-ons. But you know what? It feels reasonably roomy. I'm 6'3", I can easily grip with my knees, fit my knees under the cutout on the tank, and it's happy days, to be honest. My back is hurting a bit, but that's just because I'm very not used to sports bikes. It's one of those things, isn't it? You get used to it, you start gripping more with your thighs on the tank, and then the pain goes away, at least until you get to a 30 limit like this. Clutch is nice and light, just easy. Quick shifter, does that work from first to second? Yes, it does. This isn't exactly a thrilling review of a 214 horsepower sports bike yet, is it? But that's because I don't want to wheelie it past an orphanage. We've not even got to the country roads yet, and I'm already getting slightly warm through the seat, and my thighs are starting to get a little bit warm from the engine heat. It's 14 degrees now, 15 degrees. It's a sunny day. That basically counts as high summer here in England. So I think if you lived in a hot country, this obviously wouldn't be an ideal bike to take around town, but you know, you probably won't going to worry. Right, let's give it some in a minute. Gotta give myself some space. I've turned the anti-wheelie control down and it picks up in first gear so easily. This engine has oodles and oodles of easy grunt, which frankly already I can tell mean that you just don't need to rev it out on the road, slash you can't rev it out on the road if you enjoy your freedom. So yeah, it's a litre bike, isn't it? That's a 1.1 litre bike. I don't think I'm really going to scratch the surface of this on this ride, if I'm totally honest, so this isn't going to be a definitive hooning it review, because I'm on a big guided ride and I have to be vaguely sensible, and this is not going to be a sensible bike. Are we going to get past people? Oh. I'm just going to sit here in my race tuck at 40 miles an hour and die inside, I think. mean, this chassis is absolutely beautiful. It does work on the road. It is fluid. It is obviously firm. But yeah, it does just feel super stable and really confidence inspiring. But you just end up wanting to ride faster than I'm going. Jesus Christ. It's got so much instant shove from what, like 7,000 RPM? It's an astonishing engine, this. I'm just going to enjoy the noise as much as anything. You would just live in second and third gear, even at 70 miles an hour ish. And it's just, you know, on the road, the chassis is laughing at you. It's saying, come on, I barely had to work for that corner. The way it picks up speed is just ballistic. Doesn't feel quite as intense as the Panigale V4, but it's certainly up there. It's got more instant shove, I think, than the Panigale V4, which you had to spin up a bit. There was so much crap on this road. I don't think I'm going to get out of second gear. Brakes good, loads of feel, taking weird line through that corner because there's so much shite everywhere. But yeah, I mean, this is an intense bike. It's incredibly fast. It makes a beautiful noise. And it just feels really solid. It does feel reasonably weighty. I was going to say, it doesn't feel like a featherweight. You have to give it a real shove to turn into corners, but when you do, it feels lovely on its side. We are doing 20 miles an hour, and second gear is not the place to be on this. I'm going to have to go down to first. Yeah, this isn't designed to be an amazing road bike, but actually I'm quite surprised. It's, you know, it's tractable. That V4, I say reasonably tractable, it's quite high geared, it feels, in the lower gears. So around town I think first and second is where it's at. But yeah, it's all about that engine and that chassis. But you have to be spanking it bloody hard to get it to really come alive. I'm getting slightly bumped out of my seat in sport mode. It is proper firm. Should probably just run this in street mode or set up individual mode, because there is an individual mode. Turn the anti-wheelie down, but soften the suspension off a bit. Honestly, I must be getting about 2 mpg because this just lives in second gear. Right. This isn't a criticism of the RSV4, which is, as I've said, absolutely fantastic. But if I'm spending 23 grand on one of these, you are using maybe £4,000 of that on the road. You do just need to take it to a track. And with the power this has got, you need a bloody big track as well. European one, I would suggest, but then you'll have an amazing time. I would feel like it's wasted on me even on track, to be honest. I should probably just be on an RS660, but there we go. Right, can we accelerate, please? Want to make more V4 noise. Alright, so far I've taken the RSV4 down B roads, bit of dual carriageway, and we just did some very gravelly, basically green laning, which was hilarious because all the roads are shut. So yes, I've ridden this at about 10% of its ability, and it's good. But if you're buying one for the road, it's a bit of a waste, to be honest. So let's do a quick conclusion. I know this has not been a great thrilling road ride, but the RSV4, it feels like it wants to be on a racetrack. Yet I've had some fun with it on the road, mostly because of that engine, the way it delivers its power, and the chassis and the way it makes you feel. And in street mode it's quite pliant, it's quite comfortable, and it's got cruise control. And I think the updates Aprilia has given it for 2021, those wings, those looks, that new suspension, it does feel thoroughly modern. I really quite like it. I like how the brakes are one finger sharp, and I like actually that I can ride it in jeans and I'm not having my nads smashed into the tank because I'm sliding about on the seat. It's just yeah, it's just a bloody good bike, bloody good noise. I would just have the Tuono, because I've just got off the Tuono, to be honest, and that's a little bit more fun on the road. This is a bit too serious.